How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review. And it just seems like it's that time of year. August is pumpkin time, apparently, especially in the northeastern United States. So we have all these pumpkin beers coming out. I know a lot of you people out there like your pumpkin beers, and there's a lot of really crappy ones out there. So I figured review them while it's hot. And yeah, so tonight we're going to be doing another pumpkin beer review. We've probably done a couple, like 3 over the past month. And this one comes from another semi-local brewery close to us, and one that's a little close, a bit close to my heart. I've reviewed Weyerbacher's and Sandy and their Blithering Idiot as a side-by-side comparison, because one is the regular and one is just a barrel-aged version of the other. And tonight we're going to go back there to beautiful Easton, Pennsylvania, and review Weyerbacher's Imperial Pumpkin Ale. Like I said, Weyerbacher, Easton, Pennsylvania, not too terribly far away from me where I am at right now, but I used to live in the town, so I have a little bit of a close personal history with Weyerbacher. It was a hate-love relationship, a hate relationship. Now it's more love than hate, because they've been bringing it pretty nicely with pretty much all their beers across the board. So super excited to dive into this. I have had this before. I don't know if I had it last year. I'm sure I did at one point or another, but we never reviewed it, so we're going to review it now. As far as labeling goes, Weyerbacher's labels I've never been a huge fan of. This particular label I do like, though. Something about it, I don't know if it has to do with the artwork or how it's laid out, but for some reason this label does do it for me. Still not a big fan of their gestured logo up here. I mean, I'm nitpicking when it comes to that, but again, yeah, pretty cool label. Not much to it. Pretty nondescript, which I'm also a big fan of. As far as what it says on the label, it says Weyerbacher Imperial Pumpkin Ale, ale brewed with pumpkin and spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and cloves. 8% alcohol, not too bad. I've seen higher, I've seen lower, but that's pretty decent when it comes to a pumpkin ale. And that's pretty much it. You know, general information, government warning stuff. Other than that, pretty nondescript. As far as when this beer is, when it was made, it says it was made about a little over a month ago, so it's mighty fresh. I'm not really sure. I've never really aged pumpkin beers. That's something I've never actually threw in my cellar, so I should do that. 8% should age pretty fine. It does have a date on here of 2015. Maybe that's their best by date. I disregard those anyway. But anyway, let's see what she's got. If you watched a bunch of my other reviews, or specifically the Fegley's Devious Imperial Pumpkin, I said there was a second favorite based off of memory, and this was the one I was talking about. From what I remember, this is probably ranked second from memory, like I said, so we're actually going to be testing it, put it through the test right now to see if it actually is second, or maybe it does trump the Fegley's one, who knows. But anyway, decent pour, had probably about a finger and a half head on there. Nice off-white, tinted orange. You know, you get a little bit of pumpkin going on there just in the head alone. Body-wise, definitely looks like a pumpkin ale. Not super thin visually. A nice bit of haziness in there. Decent carbonation. Yeah, so it looks like a pumpkin ale. Let's see what she smells like. Definitely smell the pumpkin. Definitely smell the pumpkin. Very, very pumpkin-y. A little bit more pumpkin-y on the nose than some of the other ones that are reviewed. You can definitely get your other stuff in there, your spices, your gingerbready, nutmeggy, clove that you typically do get with your pumpkin beers. But it's very well balanced on the nose with the pumpkin. And pumpkin probably is a notch ahead of that, which for me is what it's supposed to be like. You want those other tastes, other smells to be there, but it's a pumpkin beer. Let the pumpkin be the star of the show. Yeah, it smells pretty nice. Very nice beer. Let's see what she has taste-wise. It's good. Very good. Definitely taste the pumpkin, which is a huge plus. Like I've mentioned before in other reviews and in writing, the biggest gripe with me with pumpkin beers, a lot of times, you just don't taste the pumpkin. You smell it, but you don't taste it that much, or it's overpowered by a secondary, third, what should be a secondary, third note. With this, super mild, not much in your face flavor-wise, but it's very well balanced, and the pumpkin is the star of the show. My memory did serve me correctly. based off the top of my head, I'd give this a very, 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 very close second to the Fegley's. As far as just a pumpkin ale in general, I'd probably give it dead on straight with just quality of an ale, but just that pumpkin just dial up just a hair more than the Fegley's. So that's why it wins out. Decent mouthfeel, nice and creamy. Zero booze whatsoever. No hops, no malt. No, maybe the tiniest bit of malt. But very, very subtle, gingerbready, cinnamon, nutmeg, clovey taste that you typically get with it, combined with a perfectly balanced pumpkin. So yeah, it's a really good pumpkin ale. Like I said, out of all the ones I have had, not just the ones I reviewed, the ones I have had, I'd probably put the Weyerbacher, like I said, a very, very close second to the Fegley's Devious. But yes, very good beer. Rating-wise, probably give it a high 80s, touching a 90, probably anywhere from an 88 to a 90. I'll have to think about that one for a minute. So right now, let's give it an 88. As far as availability, in this area, you typically get it. I mean, northeastern Pennsylvania, the Weyerbacher is just distributed quite widespread. So it's pretty easy to get in this area. So I give availability an 8. It is seasonal, but for when it is out, it's an 8. And as far as cost, I think I paid $10.99 for a 4-pack. And for me, that's right on the nose, right on the money when it comes to value-wise. So I give it an 8 on that also. So yeah, like an 88 overall, and an 8 across the board value and availability based on season. And so yeah, really good beer. If you're into pumpkin ales and that's your thing, you owe it to yourself, if you can get it, to give it a whirl. Like I said, on my hierarchy of pumpkin beers, this would rank a close second to the Fegley's. Definitely better than pumpkin, in my opinion. As far as like your pumpkin style beers, we did review smaller brewery close to us called Saucony Creek's Maple Mistress, and that kind of almost blew me away. That was the best pumpkin style beer. It was like butternut squash beer. It's their pumpkin version of a beer, but that thing was fantastic. So that trumps them all in my book. But as far as this beer goes, really good beer. If you enjoy your pumpkin ales, you enjoy your spiced ales, you enjoy your veggie beers, definitely be something you want to check out. Weyerbacher's Imperial Pumpkin Ale. Give it a whirl. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the review. If you enjoyed it, or you hated it, or somewhere in between, please let us know in the comment section below while my dogs run off the camera and try to attack each other. And if you would like to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, Massive Beers. Massive Beers in all those places. We're probably the most active on Instagram. We post when reviews are coming up and when a review is posted and just random stuff we're drinking and not reviewing and all that stuff. So if you're going to check us out, follow us there. That would be awesome. And yeah, another review in the books. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a great beer right now. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Cheers.